Well, a lot of reasons for me to be grateful to be back here in the chair and helping out here, Market Day Report. And now is a good reason, a good friend to reconnect with again, Ben Hushon from out east. Ben, I think I brought you on the air here. I'm not sure how many years ago, because we didn't really have a connection to agriculture along that East Coast, Whitehall, Maryland, and from the mill. So it's good to see you and visit today.
Good morning, Mark. Yes, for anybody that doesn't like to listen to me every week, it's Mark's fault. He invited me just shy of 10 years ago, I believe.
You know what? I was just thinking to myself, I think it's been almost 10 years, but I missed you last Tuesday morning, and for a good reason. You just told me it was a good reason. I said, Ben, I knew if you knew that I was on, you'd cancel everything. But you said, Mark, you can't cancel a daughter having a new grandson. So congratulations.
Yep, daughter-in-law. And yes, everybody's healthy and happy, and that's what matters.
So the next generation is here, taking over.
It won't be long, that's for sure.
Well, listen, we're here to folks interested in what's going on the East Coast. What update do you have for us this week here as we get the last half of April?
So, Mark, we really went through about a 5-week wet period, which ended the middle of last week. And we've had a couple surprise showers since then, even a little bit of hail passed through yesterday. Of course, there's nothing really up, but that they got damaged. But it's just a reminder that Mother Nature is still in control. But we are folks at this time of year normally would have corn in the ground. We would certainly have some soybeans in the ground. And whether you can see it over my shoulder or not, these are some of the very first fields behind me that have been burnt down in preparation for corn and soybean planting. We're still a little wet, and I just used the thermometer here right before we went live on the air, and we're at 48-degree ground temperature. So a little chilly to be planting corn for sure in our community. And like I say, still a little wet.
Yeah, absolutely right. And what about acres there? Is there any major changes that you could see or hear about from your customers there at the mill?
Yeah, Mark, great question. And typically this region is pretty committed to a corn-soybean rotation. There's been a few customers that have shared that they are going a little bit heavier on the bean side. And funny, there's also 2 growers that have said, you know what, I'm counting on people moving to beans in the Midwest, so I'm moving to corn.
Yeah, is that right?
So, always the farming is just another form of gambling.
Yeah,
I think,
well,
sometimes.
There you go on that. And what about specialty crops out there that most of the viewers around the country may not be aware of in Maryland?
Yeah, so certainly wherever there's a lot of population, Google Earth, Whitehall, Maryland, and we're not far. We're kind of in between Philadelphia and Baltimore. Now we're an hour one way, an hour and a half the other. So still a good bit of distance, but a lot of houses, so therefore a lot of mouths to feed. So out here in the community, certainly an awful lot of vegetable operations. In fact, good timing with that question. Yesterday, I had the privilege to go pick up some items in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So just across the river, and you can see greenhouses being put up, being prepared, an awful lot more. Of course, a lot of the Amish and also English, they'll grow vegetables a little more over in that community than but there is still certainly some in our area.
And we're looking at some video here that you were kind enough to share with us again. Most of that, is that some cover crop there or some wheat? What are we looking at there?
Pretty much cover crop. Like the sprayer right now is burning down the cover crop of barley mix. And then, of course, to the right of it was a wheat field. So that's the fun job an applicator gets, is to make sure he burns down. Wheat and barley look an awful lot alike, and certainly technology helps us stay in the right field today too.
There you go. And real quick, the mill business is good. I mean, all the inputs, no supply chain issues with your folks there and your customers?
Mark, we're blessed. Business is really good, certainly, and I know RFD-TV covered it a lot here several weeks ago when the freighter ran in and tore down the Key Bridge or knocked down the Key Bridge in Baltimore. Big impact for us.
You bet.
As nitrogen starts to be applied heavily this week. A tractor trailer load only covers about 100 acres roughly, a little more in some cases. So instead of us going an hour down to Baltimore 3 times a day to get a tractor trailer load, we're now getting an average 1 load all day out of Philadelphia. Because again, all the folks from Baltimore, all the farmers and ag businesses either have to go to Chesapeake, Virginia or up to Philadelphia. So that's all during the peak season. The 80% of the demand happens mid-April to mid-May. So it's just something else for farmers to have to deal with in ag retail also.
Well, I appreciate that update. We're going to let you go here and take a break. We'll update the folks in the grain and livestock trade. So, again, congratulations to the Hushon family there and the next generation on the way. Ben Hushon with us, and nothing like getting that new grandchild.
Oh my gosh, how exciting!
Oh, I'm not done yet here with you. I'm looking over at you, and you're looking at me, and so let's look into here and say, we'll be right back, and we'll check the grain and livestock trade. We're not done yet. I'll be right back. Show us.